Hi everybody, I'm Michelle. Welcome to today's class, All Levels Vinyasa Flow. If you're ready, we're going to get started in Child's Pose. Let's come to the back of the mat. Bring our toes together to touch. Open up your knees as wide as you like to a comfortable distance. And just allow yourself to ground down, whether your arms are in front of you or alongside your body. We will use this time to ground, to be calm and still. Just begin to observe your breathing before altering it. Allowing yourself to let go of wherever it is you just came from and wherever it is you have to be when you leave here. Making your practice a priority. Making yourself a priority. We'll start to activate Ujjayi breathing, where we breathe in through our nose and we pull the breath through the back of our throats, drawing it into areas of our body that need healing. So then we become the healers. We exhale out of our nose, creating a vibration, pulling the breath through the back of our throat all the way to empty. Relax areas like your face and jaw, your head, neck, and shoulders. When you're ready, we'll start to activate the pose by stretching your fingertips out a little further. And on your next inhale, pick up the torso and walk your hands over to the right, creating a long left side body, stretching through the ribs, the intercostal muscles, the scapula, the subscapula, and all the way to your fingertips. Exhale, complete relaxation, releasing any tension in your low back, your hips. Take one more really big inhale over here, feeling the breath expand and stretch through the left side body. On the exhale, feel the contraction and the tightening of your front body. On your next inhale, lift your hands and your torso and walk it over to the left. So same thing, working the right side of the body. Moving breath from your right hip through the side of the waist, up through the rib cage. Where your awareness goes, your breath will flow. So as you begin to move through your practice, you'll be connecting to sensations that either you're very familiar with because you practice all the time, or you're not that familiar with. I want you to listen to your body and move accordingly. If you're new, those sensations you're feeling are places in your body that have been dormant. And as we move and breathe, we start to wake up areas that have been asleep. When you're ready, bring it back to center. And then use this time to set an affirmation or an intention for your practice. Something that keeps you focused on your breath. We so easily get distracted and pulled away from it, but we can so easily be pulled back into it as well. When you're ready, lift yourself up to all fours, lining up the creases of your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Dial the triceps and the arm bones back as the collarbone starts to broaden and the two shoulder blades start to magnetize towards each other. Stack your hips over your knees and the tops of your feet down. On an inhale, cow pose. Let your belly dip to the earth. Magnetize the shoulder blades. Lift your tail and lift your gaze. Soften your face and turn the gaze behind your eyes. Exhale, round and curl, articulating through the spine. Start at the low back. Work your way through the mid back, drawing navel to spine, knitting the low ribs in. All the way to the shoulders, where you spread the shoulders across the back and pull your heart up between that space. Inhale, start to move into your cow pose again. Breathing in as much as you can with a soft smile on your face and kindness in your eyes. Exhale, round and curl. Remembering that this is your practice, I'm here to guide you. If it feels good, go for it. If it doesn't, back off. On your next inhale, tuck your toes, arch the back, lift your gaze. Exhale, round and curl. Keep moving through your cat-cows or start to move a little more organically, exploring the whole body from your fingertips as you move forward, up the shoulders, your hips as you move side to side, and then your feet and toes as you move back. Vinyasa means to link breath to movement. So what would your breath look like mirrored through this particular movement? When your heart comes to the top of the mat, reverse your direction. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Feel free to move faster or slower. Feel free to pause and linger somewhere because you're feeling that sensation. You feel your body talking to you. And when you're ready, bring it back to center and dial the fingertips back towards your knees. Only dial back as far as you can without compromising your breath or the integrity of the pose. Feel free to move side to side or forward and back. We'll start to walk the knees together, kiss the ankles together, walk your toes up without moving the knees, and sit all the way back on your heels. On an inhale, spread your fingers nice and wide, reaching your arms out and up. At the top of your inhale, touch your palms and look up lightly. Let the head drop back. On an exhale, cactus your elbows. Now let's talk about the bandhas. At the beginning of your ujjayi, inhale, mula bandha, the space between your sit bones. Move the breath up the front body and all the way up to the heart. On an exhale, uddiyana bandha, the wrapping in of your ribs, the cinching of the waist. On your next inhale, interlace your fingers, make a fist with your palms, opening up the front body. Activate your bandhas, conscious breathing, and then your dristi, or eyes closed. One more inhale here. Just when you think you can't handle any more, you take one more quality breath in, and then you gently just come out of it without too much reaction, but just a sense of awareness, like, oh, wow, that was a lot of sensation in my feet. Pedal out the heels or pick up the feet and roll around your ankles. Place the tops of the feet down and flip just your right palm up. Soften the elbow to try to get the whole wrist down. Make a fist and then try to straighten the elbow. Notice that the elbow can move the eye of the elbow can move to the front of the mat and then around to the side and maybe a little bit to the back. Just a little mobility work. And then we'll get into the shoulders, circling it out, reaching the right arm back and up as you inhale. Exhale as it comes forward and down. Big breath in. Quality exhale out. The next time your hand comes to the top of the mat, reverse your direction. Inhale, reach the right arm back and down, and inhale, forward and up. Just warming up our shoulder joints for all the down dogs, planks, side planks. The next time the hand goes up, take a pause and breathe in as much as you can. Root down with your left hand to reach with your right. Exhale, thread the needle through the hole. Your right ear comes down. You gently rotate the gaze to face up if you have that space in your neck. You want to use your inhales to anchor you, but also to elevate you, to create a sense of lightness. If you want to extend the left foot back and maybe left hand up or even a half bind. Feel free to play in your practice for one more breath. If you decided to lift that left leg, keep it up. Press down in order to rise. Unwind. Reach your right arm forward. Inhale, stretch the limbs in opposite directions. Exhale, round and curl, navel to spine. A big stomach crunch. Push away with left hand and right knee and shin. Inhale, stretch and reach. Try not to sink, keep lifting. Exhale, round and curl, just like your angry cat. Hollow out the front body. Inhale, stretch and reach. And this time on the exhale, reach back for your left foot or ankle. Press down with the left hand and right shin. Kick into the right hand with your left foot and lift your gaze. Relax your jaw. Steady the gaze or close your eyes. On your next inhale, arm and legs reach out in opposite directions. One rounding curl, navel to spine. And then side plank. Right hand down, right foot off the mat. Left foot kick straight back, straight and strong. Arms at 6 and 12. Or bicep by your ear and lower left foot down, finding more space out of the left hip joint. Take a full breath in here. If it makes sense, tip your ears back and bring your gaze up. If you want to float that right knee off the mat, lift the knee. Maybe bring the knee to the midline and kick the right foot out. If you find yourself in a challenging pose and you're struggling with the breath, back out of the pose and find your deep Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, circle your left arm around, left hand back down, find all fours. Let's take 3 circles to the right. Inhale, exhale, reverse your circle. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. And then we'll go on to the left side. Flip your left palm up, wiggle the fingers, bend the elbows to make the fists, and then do your best to straighten out the arm, maintaining the fist. Shoulders away from your ears, bandhas are active, breath is flowing freely, naturally without too much effort. On an inhale, sit back on the heels, take your big arm circles up and back, and exhale, forward and down. And then the next time your hand makes its way to the top of the mat, reverse your direction. Inhale up and back, and exhale down and forward. Again, move slower or quicker. Listen to your body. The next time the hand goes up, brief pause, push down with the right, reach with the left, breathe in as much as you can, and exhale, thread it through. Left ear down, right hand down, then roll gaze up and over to the right. If you stretched the leg out or walked your hand forward or went for a half bind, try to move into this side the way you did on the other side. Notice if it gets challenging and you start gritting your teeth. Relax your face and jaw, embrace the shake, embrace the challenge. We're going to slowly start to unwind so the right hand comes down. If the right leg is up, keep it up. Inhale, rise back up, reach forward with the left hand and back with the right foot. Exhale, round and curl, big stomach crunch. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, stretch and reach. And this time, take your left hand back, reach for your right foot or ankle, push down with the right hand and left shin and foot, and lift your gaze. Feel the fullness of your breath. Feel the full expression of the pose through your deep breathing. Quality exhale every time, all the way to empty. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, round and curl. Modified side plank. Left hand down, left foot to the left, right arm up, arms at 6 and 12. Bicep by your ear, right foot down, stretch and reach in opposite directions. Dip your ears back, keep your bicep by your ear staying there, or float the left knee up. Maybe kick the left foot out. Fix your gaze when the pose gets really challenging. When the eyes wander, so does the breath. Circle the arm all the way around. Bring yourself back to all fours. Tuck your toes. Let's prepare for downward facing dog. Look at your hands. Spread your fingers wide. Index fingers facing forward. Grip the mat with all 10 fingertips. Lift your knees. Hover. Lift your belly. Lengthen your spine from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Turbo dog, belly to thighs. Ears line up with your biceps. Shins as parallel to the earth as you can get them, but don't worry if that's not possible today. Keep stretching your belly back towards your thighs by pushing down with all 10 fingertips. Wrapping the triceps in and down towards your mat, shoulders away from your ears. On your next inhale, lift your hips nice and high. Straighten out your legs the very best you can. And then start to pedal out your heels, feeling more of those sensations in the back of your legs. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Inhale, lift both heels nice and high. And exhale, sink your heels towards the earth. Pause here for 3 breaths. Inhale, lift the belly. Breathe into the back body. Feel it lift and lengthen. Exhale, contract. Wrap the ribs in. Tighten up the front body. Inhale, feel this hollowness in the belly. On the exhale, feel this tightness in the belly. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the heels high, pull the belly in, and round ourselves forward into a high plank. On an exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to our bellies. Tops of the feet come down, big toes touch if you like that. Inhale, press the feet in the pubic bone and peel your chest off the mat for baby cobra. Energetically, pull your hands back by your hips up by your hands. If you want, float your hands off the mat for one more breath. At the end of the exhale, lower your hands back by your hips, bring your right ear to the mat, and give your hips a little wiggle. Take a deep breath in through your nose, feel your back lift. A long, slow exhalation out. Hands underneath your shoulders. Maybe your hands slide down closer to your ribcage and separate your feet a little bit more. Isometrically pull your hands and hips towards each other as you lift up halfway with bent elbows to lifted cobra. Plug your toes into the mat as if you were trying to pull the mat up towards your pubic bone. Pull your hands back by your hips and lift your gaze. At the end of your next exhale, lower slowly all the way down, left ear to the mat. Stretch your arms back and maybe this time pick up your feet and rock your knees left and right. Deep breath in together. Open up your mouth and say, Hands back underneath your shoulders. Fingertips line up with your nipples. Elbows hug into the ribcage. Press down with your feet and your pubic bone and peel your chest off the mat. Find a baby cobra, a lifted cobra, or the full expression, upward facing dog. Feel your hands and hips drawing towards each other. Feel your heart lifting. Feel your belly pulling back. On an exhale, we're going to lift up the hips, tuck the toes, turbo dog back to a downward facing dog. And then we'll go through a vinyasa 3 times. So you'll have 3 different options. Option number 1, inhale, high plank. Exhale all the way to the belly. Inhale, cobra of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option number 2, inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees hover heart. Inhale, cobra of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Final option, inhale, high plank. Flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Oh, we need peanuts. Exhale, hi, boo-boo. Downward facing dog. Let's take a cleansing breath in together. Inhale through the nose. Open up your mouth and say, ah. On an inhale, sweep the right leg back and up. On an exhale, move with your breath. Bring your right thigh towards your belly. Maybe need a nose or forehead. Inhale, right leg sweeps the sky. Exhale, right knee to your right elbow. If you have a practice where you like to do inversions, feel free and fly. Inhale, Lift the right leg, and this time open up your hip. Let your right knee be the highest point on your body. If it feels good, roll around your wrist a few times, or ankle a few times. Inhales, the left heel lifts, right leg straightens. Exhale, right knee taps your left elbow. Hover, hold, or find flight. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot all the way up between your hands. At any time, feel free to find a modified version of this pose by lowering the left knee. Sweep up with your arms. Find your strong foundation with your right big toe and the ball of your back foot. Inhale, reach up through your fingertips. Pull your belly back to support your spine. Take your right hand and grab a hold of your left wrist. Stay here, creating space between your lower left rib and the left hip, or maybe try to lower that left heel, finding more sensation. Inhale, rise up with the arms in the left heel. Switch your grip. Left hand grabs right wrist. Try to keep squeezing and hugging your inner thighs, keeping your hip bones facing forward. Inhale, rise up. That back leg is nice and strong. Come halfway down and pause. Hover your belly over your right thigh. Keep pulling your right hip back and engaging the front of your left leg. Lunge twist. Left hand down, right arm lifts. Lift your gaze. Check in. Steady your gaze here. Go from the back foot, firm the thigh. Work your way to the right big toe and drive your outer right hip back. Lower your right hand down. Lower your left knee down. Untuck your back toes and straighten your right leg and sit all the way back on your left foot. If you have a block, you might want to sit on it here, or you turn your left foot in and sit on the foot, or you bring your left foot over to the left of your hip. You find what works best for you. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up, and we'll exhale, fold over that right thigh. Oh, that feels so good. If you want to grab a hold of your foot, you can. If you want to lift your elbows off the mat, you can. Take one more deep breath in here, or you can stay, or you'll slowly take your left hand on the outside of your right foot. Lift up your right leg, and then stretch with your right hand to the right. You might have to move your left foot in a way that supports your balance, but take your time. Right arm to the right, right foot forward. Bringing it back to center and lifting yourself up. Tucking the back toes, lift the knee, lift the right toes, and pivot around to the left for a wide leg fold. Hands underneath the shoulders, or you can walk all 10 fingertips out in front of you. Wide leg down dog or hammock pose, whichever you want to call it. Make sure your inner arches are lifting, not sinking. Look at your kneecaps. Make sure they're lifting and not drawing in. If your hands went forward, take a breath with your hands walking through the two legs. And then we'll go for a wide leg twist. Hands underneath your shoulders. Your right hand will come to the hip and then to the sky, twisting from your navel center. So keep your left hip from dropping down. It's going to want to go in. Don't let it. Push down a little more with your left hand to reach a little more with your right. If you want to thread the needle through the hole, grab a hold of your left foot, ankle, or leg and lift your left arm up and maybe a half bind. Awesome. Let's unwind, bringing the hands back underneath your shoulders, bending the knees right and left a few times. And then your right hand will ground and your left hand goes to the hip and then to the sky. Being mindful not to drop the right hip. Staying there or threading it through to grab the right foot or ankle. So whatever you did on the other side, try to mirror it over here. And then unwind. Hands under the shoulders, bend your knees left and right. And we'll make it all the way back around to a right side lunge. And then to a high plank pose. So if you wanted to come to the top of your back foot, that's an option that you can take or not take. Inhale, plank. Exhale, low push-up. Magnetize your hands to your feet. Inhale, cobra. You can always skip the vinyasa if you're just not into it. Exhale, lift the hips back to downward facing dog. Shake your head no and yes. Pedal your heels. Do whatever you have to do. Or maybe cultivating stillness is good enough. We'll move to the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, bring the thigh to your belly. Maybe knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Stay there, fly. Inhale, left leg lifts. This time bend the knee and open up your hip. Roll around the right left ankle. Look under the right armpit to keep the shoulders square. Inhale, the right heel lifts. Left leg goes straight up and back. Exhale, your left knee taps your right elbow. Hover, hold, or fly. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot all the way up. Take a moment, ground down with your feet. Rise up with your arms. Muscle hugging bone here, creating strength and flexibility. Feel the whole front of your spine stretching. Nice and strong in that back leg. Inhale, left hand grabs your right wrist. Gently stretch to the left. Maybe drop that back heel a little bit more. Keep moving your shoulders back, align with your hips. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, right hand grabs the left wrist, stretch to the right. Inhale, back up. And exhale, belly hovers over your left thigh. Inhale, lunge twist. Right hand comes down, left arm lifts. Inhale, left hand comes down, right knee lowers. Untuck your back toes and sit all the way back, either on the heel or the side of the foot. You might have more balance here. Fold forward over the left leg. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then you'll either stay here or you'll grab a hold of the outer left foot. Try to lift that left leg up and reach back with your left hand. Inhale, the arms reach up, left foot comes down. You're gonna lift yourself back up, tucking the back toes, lifting the knee and pivoting around to the right and taking a runner's stretch. Right toes face the back right corner of your mat. You'll bend that right knee and lower your hips to the right heel. Stay there or sit on a block, but try to get this right heel down. Hands to your heart, or a half bind or full bind, or walk your hands forward, but keep sending your hips back. Keep engaging the front of your left thigh, lifting your left toes. One more breath here. Inhale, come on up and over to the other side. Hands to the heart or wherever you brought them on the other side. What's so funny? Oh, we have a lot going on here right now. I hope YouTube can hear it. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, back up, wide leg fold. And then we're going to linger here. Maybe come into a headstand or any other inversion of your choice. Or maybe just stretch your arms forward or hands back again. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more really big one. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Bend your knees a few times, right and left, left and right. Bring it around to the left. Look forward. Inhale, step your right foot next to your left. Bringing your feet together. Just simply fold for a brief pause, chin to chest, and then inhale, halfway lift. Open up your mouth, exhale, full, let it go. Inhale like a wave in motion, halfway lift. Send the weight back into your heels, keep your toes grounded. Exhale, fold, send the weight into your toes, keep your heels lightly grounded. On your next inhale, bend your knees, lift all 10 toes, look up and rise all the way up to standing. At the top of the inhale, lift your gaze and find a little back bend here. Firm up your thighs, rise up and out of your low back, energize your fingers, lift your gaze. Keep your biceps by your ears. Neck is nice and long. On your next inhale, bring your gaze forward. Soften the knees. Open up the arms and swan dive all the way back over. Inhale, bend the knees. Lift all 10 toes. Find chair. Exhale, open up the arms. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften your knees and step all the way back. High plank pose. Take an inhale here. On an exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower the left knee, finding lizard lunge. Stay right here with your hands up, or if it's possible, lower to your elbows. You can keep your back toes tucked, or you can place the top of the foot down. You can lift the knee, or you can keep the knee down. You can roll to the outer edge of your right foot, or you can keep the right foot down. You can bring your left hand to your right ankle, right hand to right knee and find a twist, or keep your elbows down. Lower the knee if you had it lifted. Come up to your hands and move your left foot over to the left. Find your way into frog pose. Right knee moves towards the top of your mat and your left knee moves towards the back of your mat. Lining the knees up with your hips and your ankles with your knees the best you can. And drawing your lower belly in so your low back is being supported and you're not collapsing, putting pressure on the spine. One more inhale. Bringing your hands back down, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, step, jump, or float back to your mat. We're going to pivot left and right a few times, or bend the knees right and left a few times. And then with straight legs, take your hands to your hips and slowly rise all the way up to standing. Turn your right toes to the front of your mat. Right heel lines up with the back arch for warrior two pose. Stretch your arms all the way out. Gaze over your right middle digit. Reach back with your left hand and guide your left groin towards your right heel. Now look down at the inside of your right knee. You should be able to see your right foot, even just a little bit of it. Flip your right palm, reach with your right hand to the right. Keep the energy of your right knee moving to the right as you reach up and over to the left with your right hand. Resting the left hand lightly on the left leg, or go for a half bind, or bring the left arm in front of the body. Inhale as you rise up, finding your way into Parsvakonasana, your side angle pose. Right forearm to the thigh, or you can sweep your right arm up, bicep by your ear. Keep grounding into your feet, engaging the muscles, hugging the bones to support the joints. Rise back up, warrior two. 3 pumping warriors. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Last one, inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two, and then cartwheel it all the way over to frame your right foot. Turn your left toes forward. Left hand 12 inches in front of right big toe, revolving half moon. Left leg lifts, right arm lifts. Stack right shoulder on top of left. Squeeze and hug the inner thighs. And notice where the weight is on that right foot. Try to balance it out between all four corners. Lower the right hand. Soften the right knee. Step your left foot back. Warrior one foot. Reach with the arms all the way up. Now in warrior one, your right big toe drives the outer right hip back. Outer left foot spirals left thigh forward. That was cool. Big breath in. On an exhale, bring heaven to earth. The hands frame your left foot. And then we'll spin all 10 toes to the right. Reach up with the right arm. And then find our way into a side plank pose. Bicep by your ear. Or right foot behind your left. Find your dancer's bridge. Spin the heart and hips to the sky. Circle the right arm around and find your way back into a high plank. Inhale. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lizard. So many options. Try to take the option you took on the other side. If your knee is up, keep that right leg nice and strong. If it's down, melt into the right front of the right hip. One more breath here. We'll come up to the hands, pivot the right foot over to the left, bring your left knee in for frog pose. Just 5 breaths, elbows forward. Knees move to the front and back of the mat. Pubic bone moves down, not forward, not back. Low belly lifts up. So there's a lot of dual actions working here. The knees moving in opposite directions. The low belly lifting, the pubic bone lowering. One more deep breath in. Oh. We're going to come back up to the hands. Tuck the toes, pull the belly in, nice strong core, lift the knees, should be with very little effort. Step, jump, or float back onto the mat. And then bend the knees a few times, right and left. Soften the knees, take your hands to your hips and rise up to standing. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat, taking your warrior two. I'm going to try flowing with my hair blowing in the wind. Open up your arms. Check in with your pose. Hips are aligned. So that right hip's not up here by your rib. It's down. We're lifting the torso up. Opening the arms nice and wide. Spread your fingers. When you feel ready, flip your left palm, reach forward. As you reach forward, move your left knee forward. Don't go over the ankle, but keep it over the ankle. As you exhale, lift the left arm, keep moving energetically the left knee to the left, and then your left hand to the right. Inhale, come up. Bring your left arm. What's up? Left forearm to the thigh, right bicep by your ear, or all 10 fingertips reach forward. Feel your feet elevate. Ground to rise. Warrior 2. And then 3 pumping warriors. Reach the arms up, engage every muscle in your legs, squeeze the inner thighs, exhale, warrior 2. Inhale. A lot of times in class, I'll see people, mostly new people that don't come regularly. They just move their arms and their legs. Try to move arms and legs simultaneously. One more deep breath in. Exhale very slowly. So right at warrior 2, cartwheel it over, finish the exhale. Pivot your right toes in for warrior 1 pose. On an inhale, sweep up. Nope, I take that back. Right toes face the front of the mat, revolving half moon. Right hand in front of the left big toe, left hand to your left hip, and then twist, look over your left shoulder. Lift up the left arm if that serves you. Both legs straight and strong. Slowly lowering your left hand. Soften the left knee. Now, warrior 1. Ground down, sweep the arms, and rise up. Lift your gaze, let your head comfortably move back behind the shoulders without collapsing. So control. Left big toe drives the outer left hip back, simultaneously pushing into the outer edge of the right foot, spiraling your right hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, bring heaven all the way down to earth. Spin the right toes to face the top of the mat and step it back, high plank. No, side plank pose. Left foot on top of right. Left bicep by your ear. Stay there or take your left foot behind your right leg and lift your hips. Inhale, high plank pose. Can always skip your vinyasa. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the low belly, high plank. Exhale all the way down to the belly. Open up your arms nice and wide like a T. Bring your right ear to the mat and your left hand under your shoulder. Bend your left knee and roll to the outer right hip. Lift up the left arm if you want a little more. Reach back for your right hand or the wrist. If you want to place your right foot behind your left ankle or both feet flat where the knees are bent, or cross one leg over the other. Just exploring the shapes your body can make. We're going to inhale out of this, countering the pose, taking your left forearm to the mat, picking up the right arm, the left elbow, and threading it through. Walking your left arm to the right to increase the stretch on the right deltoid, shoulder, and bicep. On your next inhale, we're just going to unwind, opening up the arms wide like a T, and bringing your left ear to the mat. Left hand stays out, right hand under the shoulder, bend your right knee, and roll to your outer left hip. Lift up with the arm, reach for the left hand if that's available, and then move into this pose the same way you did on the other side. You don't know what's available until you start playing with the shapes, getting into some sticky areas, bringing energy where parts of the body have been asleep. Start to unwind and counter. Left arm left, right elbow lifts, left arm threads through. I have too much hair. Right hand to the left. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're going to bring our elbows on the mat. Forearm plank. Tops of the feet or tuck your toes for 10. You can keep the knees down. That works the core just as well. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Magnetize your elbows towards your feet. 3, 2, 1. If you're on the tops of the feet, tuck your toes. Find your forearm plank to an extended plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your feet up, 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 up. Lower the knees together, feet apart. Thunderbolt pose. If you have a block, sit on it. If this pose is too challenging for you, you need the block or a couple of books. Try to keep your knees together. That's the pose, knees together. Notice my toes are facing back, not out. A lot of sensation here, the knees. Good pain. If you feel bad pain, come out of it, or that's your sign you need a block. It really does help you enjoy the pose a little bit more. If you want to lean back onto your elbows, or you want to go all the way back onto your shoulders, feel free. Remember not to sink into the joints, the shoulders, rise up. You have 2 more breaths. If you're lying on your back, see if you can sweep your arms over your head and grab opposite elbows. I remember the first time I did this pose, my knees were really high up. And my teacher, Susan, she came over and did a headstand on my legs. She put her head right by my crotch. And she lifted her legs, and I was like, oh my. That looks like, now I want to become a yoga teacher. When you're ready, we're going to slowly start to lift ourselves back up. We're going to roll to all fours. Cross at the ankles. Roll back onto your seat. Stretch your legs out in front of you. point and flex your feet a few times. Notice if you're feeling a lot of sensation in your knees, place your hands there. Give them some attention. The pointing and flexing is good. It's going to get the blood flowing. Can roll around your ankles. You can pounce your knees up and down. This feels really good. And then we're going to reach with our arms up to the sky. And exhale, fold all the way over our legs. Bringing your chin not to the chest, but imagine there's an orange there. So place an orange in the chin. Bring your gaze to your third eye, so maybe up by your toes. Hi, boo-boo. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly roll ourselves up and all the way down to our backs for a brief pause in Shavasana. Allowing everything we just did to soak in. And then allow yourself to let it go so we can move on. Coming into pigeon pose. So we'll stay on our backs for pigeon pose, but Laura, Susan, a few others, Carolyn, Melissa, Melanie, everyone likes to do double pigeon. So I encourage you, lift up, do double pigeon if that's what you like. I'm going to stay on my back, thread my right hand through the hole, and my left hand around to meet my left hand. Maybe rock it side to side and breathe in deeply. Hi, boo-boo. And for those of you that like to linger here longer, linger here longer. Oh yeah, Mara too. Mara loves double pigeon. Doing great, just a few more breaths. Can you see him? Looks so cute, right? Let's go ahead and release. Lift the right leg up and roll around your right ankle. Lift both legs up. Point and flex your feet a few times. Roll around your ankles. Take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And then we'll move on to the other side. Left ankle on top of your right thigh. Left hand threads through the hole and right hand around to meet it, unless you're going for that double pigeon. This is the part of the class where we start to work a little less. Observe a little more. Relax and let go a little more. Not a lot of engagement of the muscles. Now we're getting into the connective tissue. And in yoga, he's going down on the ground. I put it in your house. Oh, he got one. Yay. Oh, there's another one.
That one's gonna be smart.
I know. As I lay here and watch my little squirrel family running up and down the tree. Letting go and surrender. Hit the pause button or release. Lift the left leg up, roll around your ankle. Lift both legs up, point and flex your feet. And then lift your arms up. Roll around the wrists and your ankles. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then bring both knees in. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Squeeze yourself into a tight little ball. Either grab your shins. You can grab underneath your legs. I like to grab my feet and pull. Feels so good on my back. Although I'm pulling my knees in, I'm still rooting my tailbone down. Rest your head. Rock it side to side a few times. Circle your knees around in opposite directions. Reverse it. And then we'll move into bridge pose. Place your feet down, hip bone distance apart. Hands alongside your body, palms down. Take a breath in. Remember the orange between your chin and chest. Keep it there. Exhale, peel your spine off the mat. Pressing your chest up against that orange. Option to keep your hands just as they are. Try not to squeeze your glutes. Press down and in with your feet, knees, and inner thighs. Option to interlace your fingers, make a fist, and rock the arm bones underneath you. I wish so bad they'd come up on the mat when I'm here.
He's right there.
Hi, boo-boo. Option to reach your arms over your head, palms face up. Final option would be a full wheel. So from full wheel, walk your hands back a little. Lift up on the inhale. Notice if your toes turned out, that's very natural. Try to turn them back in. Shake your head out, no and yes. Rock forward and back. We have 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one.
Don't move much, he's coming out.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't know if he was gonna go for the one under you or not.
Did he get it? Is he coming?
Oh, he's right in front of the mat. Looking over there, he's got something.
Slowly lowering down.
You got one right by your back, low back.
By my low back?
Right under your right low back. Just
Over there?
on your mat right there.
He's on my mat?
There's a nut on your mat.
Oh. So once you come down, happy baby, welcome to my husband and my conversation. Hands to the inner arches.
There's a nut on the mat. I'm starting to think it's not
from happy baby. Hands to the inner arches from the inside of the legs, or inside of the legs to the outer arches. Keep your tailbone down. Keep your neck nice and long, shoulders away from your ears. If you want more, you keep your hands there, yogi grip, and kick your right foot out and then your left, or both at the same time. Noticing everything that shows up. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the legs up, cross the right ankle over your left, relax your hands on your knee or shin bone, can rock it a few times side to side. And then we're going to open the arms wide like a T. Place your left foot down. Scoot your hips to the right. And move your knees to the left for your final twisting pose. Twisting helps create balance in our bodies. We tend to walk through our day without thinking too much about these sensations that you've been feeling throughout the practice. And so without that awareness, did he fall? Without that awareness, without realizing, we throw ourselves out of alignment. We sit and drive out of alignment. We walk and stand and wait in lines out of alignment. Since I've been practicing yoga, I get these moments of clarity where I start to correct my alignment. I start to stand equally between both my feet. I focus on my breath. I even set my gaze on one thing so I can focus on the present moment. Inhale the knees back up. Center your hips and uncross your legs. Bring your knees in. Give yourself a big hug. And then cross your left knee over your right. Rock it side to side if that feels appropriate. You can even rock your ears right and left a few times. You see it? Hi, boo boo. So teeny. He doesn't know where the peanuts are. Can you throw another one? He's on my mat right now, isn't he? He got a nut? Open up your arms wide like a T. Place your right foot down. Scoot your hips to the left. And move your knees to the right. That was mommy, too.
Happy customer. Freeloader.
Freeloader. We have a lot of freeloaders. Ooh, look at that big one. We're going to inhale our way back to center. Uncross your legs. Bring the knees back in. Lift yourself back up. Give yourself a big hug. Lower your head down. Lift your legs to the sky. Point and flex your feet. Roll the ankles. And then bring the soles of your feet together, lowering your feet all the way down between your legs. Let your knees melt open. Let your arms come comfortably away from your body, palms face up. Now this pose helps to create balance with all of the other poses that we did. See here?
Yeah. He's gonna fix your tire.
Ah. So when you're ready, stretch your legs out to each corners of the mat. Allow the arms to be comfortably away from your body. Create a little space between your lips. And allow yourself to sink into your pose, resting all your attention on your breath. Thank you so much for taking this time out to connect to your overall health, mind, body, and spirit. I hope you received what you needed to move through the rest of today with ease and grace. Namaste, yogis.